All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. What is good? What is good? What is good, ladies and gentlemen? Of course, you know who I be. Good Doc, Dr. Mike TV, back again, once again. You already know what it is, baby. Instant, classic, and the making. First time to the channel, guys. You already know what to do. Subscribe, notify, do all the good things to make yourself well versed in the Good Doc's content. All of my good shit shall be listed in the links in the description area below. I want to talk to y'all about finances, man. I want to talk to you about finances. All right. But before we get into it, guys, you already know the rules, man. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you caress, molest, and distress yourself all over it. It wants it, it needs it, most definitely has to have it. If you guys want to support in any capacity, please feel free to do so. But of course, the good doc is happy and blessed that you choose to come through. Spend a little bit of time with the boy today. Now you're in the day. I want to talk to y'all about finances, man. I got a shirt on today. I got this custom made. A friend of mine made this shirt for me. I thought it was pretty cool, so I purchased it from him. It says, "I gotta stop spending money like I sell dope." I thought it was fucking funny, and I feel as though this particular shirt, topic, slogan, whatever you want to call it, is no more prevalent than for tonight's topic. All right. I want to talk to you about finances, gentlemen. Earlier today, I posted a community link for you guys to give me an idea of about how much money you think that you would personally need to live a pretty decent life in the Philippines on a monthly basis, right? I wanted to focus on a monthly basis because I feel as though a lot of us live by the month. We need to figure out expenses for the month. We need to figure out, what we're going to pay out every month so we know how much money we need every month in order to sustain our lifestyles. Now, everybody's numbers are going to be different, which is why I had to do this live show, guys. It is why I had to do this live show. So, what I'm about to do right now is I want to bring up the poll that I put on the community tab earlier on. Give me a second, guys. I'm going to run to it real quick. And I'm just going to read through it. I'm not going to share it or anything like that. I just wanted to go through and see what you guys have answered up to this point so far. I know that guys are going to continue answering even after this particular video was done, but I want to see what the mindset is, the frame of mind of how much you're going to need to be able to live a sustainable life for yourself in the Philippines on a month to month basis. All right. So the poll shows me there were three choices, ladies and gentlemen, three choices, three choices. One was $999 or less a month, anywhere between $1,000 and $2,999 a month. And then the last choice was $3,000 or more a month to be able to live a sustainable life in the Philippines. All right. And the results show, ladies and gentlemen, that 9% of the individuals, there were 32 so far to date. Out of 32 individuals, 9% said that they can live on less than $1,000 a month, right? The other significant amount of votes went to the 1,000 and the $2,999 a month frame. That was 63% overall. And then the last at 28% was $3,000 plus every month in order for them to live a sustainable lifestyle. First things first, gentlemen, when we have conversations like this, you have to understand that everybody's needs, wants, and expenses are going to differ. There are certain people who refuse to live in certain areas in the Philippines, and as a result of you choosing to dedicate yourself to a particular area in the Philippines, guess what, guys? It's going to cost you a little more, or if you're lucky enough, it'll cost you a little less. Okay? Some guys are not willing to eat the street food. They don't want a street food, so they're more or less a fine dining experience of sorts every single night. So we're talking about one of my favorite places in the Philippines. If you ever get a chance to go there. It's a place called Big B's, Bigbys, Big B's. Love it. I don't know if it's in Davao. No, it's actually in Davao and Manila. So you could probably find it if you just Google search it. I love Big Beast. It's a great place. It's like an Americanized restaurant for the cheap, right? You can get a good meal for you and your significant other for 500 pesos or so like that, maybe between 500 and 700 pesos, and the food is pretty awesome. Baby back ribs and stuff like that. It's really good. But if you're the type of person that eats out every night, man, McDonald's or Jollibee or whatever it may be, and you're not really a home cooked meal type of guy, guess what? That's gonna affect how much money you're gonna need, right? If you've lived in the Philippines before, like myself, 10 years of experience, I've been able to find a budget for myself that I think would be suitable. And if I had to answer this particular poll myself, I would definitely have to go with the second choice, anywhere between 1,000 US dollars and 29.99. 3,000 or more, in my personal opinion, is nothing more than a bonus, right? $3,000 or more in the Philippines, I am living a king's lifestyle. Let me say that with conviction so that you understand. If you give me $3,000 a month in the Philippines, I will live like a fucking king. I don't know your expenses. I don't know if 3,000 is enough for you. Again, I don't know what your lifestyle is. If you're the type of person that likes to entertain, you feel me? If you enjoy having women every single night, or you enjoy the company of women every single night, and maybe it's not so much that you're taking them to fancy places or anything like that, but you just enjoy their company. So instead of you just paying for you, you're now paying for two. If that is the situation, well, guess what? I feel like you're going to have to somewhat adjust the budget that you once had for yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, there are so many variables in this situation. I would rather hear personally from you guys. What do you think is a suitable budget for yourself? I see a lot of answers in the chat right now. We're about to jump into it. But again, guys, if you haven't already dropped your like, I would highly appreciate that. When y'all know the rules when you come to the channel, guys, make sure you drop that like, caress, molest, and distress it. It wants it, it needs, it most definitely has to happen. Again, you guys want to support in any capacity, please feel free to do so. But I'm happy and blessed y'all choose to come through and spend a little bit of time with the doc tonight, man, because we're going to definitely get into some conversations, some deep dives, some understandings as to what you could potentially need to prepare for in reference to your finances on a monthly basis. And we're probably just going to focus on the generals, things that you know you're going to need: water, food, shelter, the basic necessities. But then again, we'll start to detail it in whether you're preparing your budget for two if you have a young lady, or if you're preparing your budget for two because you have multiple young ladies. We're just gonna have some fun with it tonight. So please, by all means, tell me what your number is. If you didn't vote on the community tab, what you'll do is all you're gonna do is you're just gonna drop it in the chat tonight. Less than $1,000, 999 a month. Anywhere between 1,000 and 29.99 a month. And the last choice was $3,000 or more is a necessity, a need, not a want. Because hell, if we can maximize our budget, we would all say, yeah, man, if I had a chance at 3 grand a month, hell yeah, I want 3 grand a month. But tell me how much you would actually need to be able to live that lifestyle that is suitable for yourself. All right. So shout out to my man Charles. What's good with you, brother? He says I just can't. He said there's too many pros to pay. So I know your budget, Charles. It's roughly going to be anywhere about the 5K range. I think we had this conversation before. Could be a little more, but you know what? I know you can afford it, so you'll be all right. Joe Thomas, good with you, man. He says the need for me. I guess you're talking about yourself, sir. 2,000 US dollars when I retire at 50. I get about 4,200 US towards this pension. And that is key because that's a large amount in your savings. I see so many young expats go there and try to live and end up broke. The one thing that I've noticed about younger expats, when they come here, they're nowhere near ready to retire, guys. Trust me, I have always just had this fantasy of retiring at a young age. If I could retire right now, guys, I'd be living my best life, doing my thing, having my fun. But yet and still, I have to be able to sustain my life. I have yet to put in enough work on the career side to retire like one of you OGs out there, because I know my older gents out there, a lot of you guys are just on the cusp of retirement. Maybe you're already there, but because of these lockdowns, they're not letting you in right now. So you kind of pissed off. So you got money burning a hole in your pockets or whatever it may be. But the fact of the matter is you're ready, you got the money, you're ready to rock and roll. And if you're getting 4,200 and you only need 2 grand, then you could put away 2,200 in savings. Yes, that is more than ample, and damn sure that's a great little savings cushion. I would hope that you would already have your little savings on the side before you even decide to come. And rather than just banking on what you already know you're going to get, you just have that little extra just in case. We all need an emergency fund, which we'll talk about a little bit later on after we get to the chat. But again, when it comes to your finances, everybody's living expenses are going to be different. Some people need 3 grand. Some people can do it for 1,000. I came across a YouTube video. You got guys in the cut talking about, yo, I did six. I remember the tagline specifically. A guy had lived in the country for years on about $600 a month. I was like, well, damn, it's not impossible. It's not impossible. But what I will say is, are we living or are we surviving? There's a big difference between living, aka living your best life, or surviving. And I kind of feel like guys who put that particular strain on their budget is kind of just in survival mode. Again, I could be wrong. If you're in your older years and all you're trying to do is just sit back, relax, and enjoy the show, have a little bit of fun, you don't need to be entertained, you don't need to go out, you don't need to do this, whatever, then maybe you don't need more than $1,000 a month. If you're cool sitting at home, living your best life and enjoying, guys, you don't need more than $1,000 a month. It sounds good. It sounds fantastic. Again, I would hope you would want to maximize as much money as you can possibly get. But right now, the main focus is on needs. What amount of money is satisfactory for you to be able to live your best life in the Philippines? All right. Shout out to my brother Robert. What's good, man? He says, I'm thinking of probably around $2,000, but he said, I'm way past that. I guess my question for you, Robert, is what is exactly the reason that's stopping you from going? Like, what is it that is keeping you locked into focusing on career, working? I mean, besides the fact of the lockdowns, what is keeping you staying put? All right. If you have already reached the pinnacle, do you have to wait for a certain year to retire? What is it that's keeping you still? Right. You can look at me all day long, and I'll tell you the truth, man. What's keeping me still is the fact that I still got an itch to get that money in the West. Shout out to I think his name is Cool Lit, right? He be giving me some headaches sometimes, but he be talking this shit. But I want to shout him out though because he said something on the first short that I did about why I started my YouTube channel in the first place. And what he said was, Doc, you could get a job doing tutoring online, and you can. I'm trying to remember the comment. You can get a job doing some tutoring online, and get somebody to edit your videos down and live your best life in the Philippines. But I didn't get a chance to answer him. But I'm gonna say it out loud. I don't believe that if I take myself out of the West right now, if I look at myself, my standing, my qualities, my soft skills, my hard skills, pause, I look at all of my skills right now, I believe that my best bet is to stay put. My best bet right now is to continue grinding and making that money here. Yes, because I am a teacher, being an online tutor and things like that. Yeah, that would definitely help pay the bills, right? And hopefully YouTube channel take off, your boy becomes super famous and shit, whatever. That would be ideal. But again, I'm not gonna sit here and bank on my YouTube paying my bills for month in and month out. Again, it's very hard for YouTube but to bank on the fact that your YouTube is gonna sustain you and keep providing you the necessary income. Which is why when you require, or I'm sorry, which is why when you rely on a certain amount of money, you kind of want to make sure you have more than what you'll ever need. Yes, you can live off of $1,000 or $999 or less a month, but if something happens, do you have enough to keep yourself legitly afloat? For example, Typhoon Odette just hit, right? Fucked up the Philippines. A lot of foreigners had their places dismantled. A lot of your favorite vloggers are making videos about what happened to their houses, right? So imagine If you have to do house repairs, do you have money set aside for that? Or is your $1,000 a month just enough to satisfy and keep you afloat right now? You feel me? So there are certain things that you definitely have to take into consideration when establishing a budget for yourself. Again, this isn't the first time that I've said this. I am not the first YouTuber to bring this type of information to the channel, nor am I the first Philippine based content creator or Philippine type of content creator to tell you things like this. It's always good to reiterate. It's always good to prepare for worst case scenarios. I honestly believe that these guys were not prepared for worst case scenarios. I can almost guarantee that nobody that went through this was prepared for the worst case scenario. They were not thinking that their complete properties were going to be wiped out as a result of a typhoon. Maybe they had lived in that area for a significant amount of time and nothing had hit the area that hard ever. And as a result, they weren't ready for it. Financially, there's a lot of guys that aren't ready for it. So what do? They run to the people that they trust, right? Their YouTube subscribers and their YouTube support and their YouTube community. And I'm pretty sure a lot of guys went out. I'm sorry, I'm pretty sure that a lot of the support system was there for them. So they went out there and put that money into them, right? So it comes full circle, man. If you're not prepared for something like that, your finances are going to suffer as a result, right? So you never just want to have enough. You always want to have just a little bit more. All right. So my man Joe, you said 2 to 3K a month sounds good for you. Shout out to my man Mac Dre. What's good with you, brother? I know I'm behind. Excuse me on the chat, guys. 17 in the building. If you haven't dropped your like, you lack it in these streets, bro. Don't leave me hanging, man. If you have not dropped your like, drop it for Doc. You want to support, you already know what to do. All right. If you guys are enjoying this live stream, bro, share it with somebody. Let's have the financial talk that a lot of people don't want to have about preparing for the Philippines, preparing for a life abroad. A lot of these guys don't want to talk about it because it's not fun. Preparing your money, budgeting, and all of that shit is not fun. I'm not asking you to sit down with a paper and a pencil, which you should actually do, but I'm not sitting down here to tell you got to have a paper and a pencil and jot down everything that you need right now, but it's always good to have an idea. But there's one thing that I want to tell you guys before we move forward. I want you to make sure that you calculate or tax in or add in money needed for inflation, right? This is one topic of conversation that nobody talks about, bro. Nobody's talking about inflation. Nobody's talking about the price of goods in the Philippines now and what it could be 10 years down the line, 5 years down the line, 20 years down the line when you're ready to retire. Nobody's talking about, yo, what is the price of goods in the Philippines going to be? And is the amount of money that I set aside enough to keep me rocking? Again, Philippine prices ain't really that expensive, but you do not know what it's going to be like 10 years down the line, 5 years down the line, 15 years down the line, 20 years down the line. My older gents who are going to probably be retiring probably within the next 5 to 10, you'll probably get there before it gets worse, or you might get there on the cusp of things about to hit the fan, because inflation don't stop, bro. Again, the price of the stuff in the Philippines, it ain't a lot. But if you're somebody like me who's been there when it's cheap and you go back there, you'd be like, damn, bro, I do not remember things costing this much. I'm not going to say it's going to mess with your psyche, but it's definitely going to make you adjust. All right. My man, Cal, I know you're there right now. You say 2K a month minimum to cover needs that may arise while in the Philippines, medical, visa issues, etc. You got to have enough to cover the basic necessities, then up to the amount of money depending on your lifestyle, of course. Shout out to my brother Julian Brown. Appreciate the donation, my brother. I appreciate you. Yes, 3K or more for you, understandably so. Like I said, everybody's lifestyle choice is different. I know what type of money I can live off of. I'm just pique my interest on what type of numbers work good for you. That's all I need you guys to do. All right. Shout out to my brother Manny, all the way from across the pond. What's good with you, brother? It's always good to see you, man. I haven't been over to your channel yet to see if you put out any new recent content, my brother, but it's good to see you, man. Always good to see you. Happy New Year, man. My man Frank says he would at least say 1,500 or above is the jump for you. Nothing lower than $1,000. A lot of guys will sit here and really brag about the 1,000. That $1,000 number is a bragging point. Yeah, man, I've been able to live my best life in the Philippines on less than $1,000. Can it happen? Absolutely. Do you need $3,000? I can't tell you what you need. I can't tell you what you need, guys. Only you know what your needs are. But here's the one thing that I do not want you guys to do. All right. I need you to lock in on this one because you need to hear me when I say this. And I know that I'm asking. This is a big, big ask of the good doc, man. I'm telling you, like I said, I gotta stop spending money like I sell dope. I love this shirt. I'm sorry, guys. But anyways, this is one big ask. All right. This is gonna be probably one of the biggest asks I've ever had of my audience as we speak. I do not want you to commit to a move to the Philippines without visiting first. I do not want you to commit to a move to the Philippines until you visited first. I said this in a video before, and I'm going to say it again. You don't know the Philippines is for you until you come here. So everybody's over here preparing a budget and doing this, that, and the other, but you ain't never been to the Philippines yet. How you gonna prepare a budget for a place you never been? I'm not saying it's impossible, but what kind of psyche can you set up in your mind to get you right in order to prepare yourself for a move to a place you've never been? I know it's a big ask because again, that's me saying, yo, I got to spend extra money just on a quick vacation, just to come here, politic, have a little bit of fun, and then go back and then make the move. I know it's a big ask because I'm asking you to spend more money than you're probably prepared to. But you have to know the country is for you before you even remotely prepare budgets, get your finances together, and all of that. There's nothing wrong with saving money and putting money to the side, investing in things like that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. I encourage you to do that shit right now. While we can't travel, you should be doing that shit right now. But don't move here. I'm sorry, not here. See, channeling my energy. My bad. Don't move to the Philippines until you know for a fact that the place like that is good for you, man. What if you find yourself in a health scare? Let's pray you don't, man. 2021, get your health up, guys. You see me trying to work out, trying to get my life together. But what if you have a health scare? They have good facilities and great hospitals in the Philippines. But I would never have an operation there. Absolutely not. Right? I would never have an operation in the Philippines. Why? Hell no, I don't want y'all amputating me for shit. You feel me? Uh-uh. Y'all ain't cutting on that. Hell no. I would never have a major surgery in the Philippines. I'm going home. I is going home. You feel me? But the thing that I want you to understand is don't be trying to prepare a budget for a place you don't even know if you want to be here or not. Now, if you're the type of person, yo, man, I'm gonna be on and off, man. I'm gonna do 6 months on, I'm gonna do 6 months off, and I'm gonna do 3 months on or 6 months or 3, 6, 9, whatever it may be, whatever works best for you. I respect it. But don't make any money moves yet until you know for a fact that a place like the Philippines is for you. Because trust me when I say this, and I'm going to say it slow, right? For all of my people in the back, for all of my brothers in the nosebleeds right now, I'm going to say this very, very slow. And I'm going to repeat it twice. I'm going to say it twice so that you guys can hear me. The Philippines is not for everybody. Let me say it one more time. Again, I got to make sure that I say this so that y'all can understand me loud and clear. The Philippines is not for everybody. I know guys that came to the Philippines, man, and said, "Yo, bro, this is where you was at. This is the life you was living." And like, I don't know, bro. I can't do that, man. I don't know, my boy. I don't know. You got people like that. Yo, when you see what the Philippines has to offer, man, that shit'll wake your ass up real quick. And then you have to imagine, yo, can I see myself living in a country like this for a period of time? It doesn't have to be the rest of your life, but could you see yourself living in a country for an extended period of time? There are a lot of great things about the country, but let's not overlook some of the things that have deterred foreigners from living there long term. Let us not overlook the fact that there have been a couple of situations and a couple of things that have deterred foreigners from coming and living long term in the country. Again, getting your money together, that better, getting it together, get it together. But it doesn't necessarily have to be, okay, I'm getting my money together, ready to make the move to the Philippines, right? And that's it. Philippines or bust. We talked about that before. It doesn't have to always be that way. I love the country. I'm going to always be Gucci with it. I love me some Philippines, y'all. I can't even lie to you. Love it. Give me a second, y'all. I think my shit unplugged. I love it. I do. But yo, it ain't for everybody, bro. I think my shit unplugged. Give me a second, y'all. I had my shit open, but now it's closed. Anyway, like I was saying, man, it ain't for everybody. Maximus, what's good with you, my brother? Appreciate you coming through. My man said grown baby's kid. I love the name, my brother. Give me a second, guys. My computer shut off on me. All right, I'm back. Anyways, 3K a month, man. Sounds like a plan. You see young kids with Robert. Okay, brother. Now I know why you still stay where you at. Shout out to my brother, Mr. Diaz. What's good with you, man? Always have access to funds in the country. You never know the next natural disaster that will come up. Oh yeah, man. This Typhoon Odette, this motherfucker fucked some shit up. With all due respect, Typhoon Odette fucked some shit up. They were not ready for it. That's all I'm gonna say. My man says you got to hustle hard for. Oh, you're hustling hard for two rental properties and getting the hell out of Dodge. As long as you got somebody you trust to manage that while you're gone, you good to go, my boy. You are good to go. Shout out to my brother Green Newbie all the way from up north in Canada. Appreciate you coming through, man. Happy New Year to you. Good to see you. JD, what's good, bro? He says, here's the question: of your monthly income, what percentage should you admit you make? Okay, what percentage should you admit you make? I think you're mean to make to give to your girl and to your Filipina. Yes. I mean, that's always a great thing to consider. If you're thinking about having or being in a relationship, some people just want to come and live that single life, man. A lot of guys just want to go on a singles tour forever. And that's cool. I respect it. Do what you gotta do. And if that's the case, you're only having a budget for yourself, and then you're probably having a budget for what we would call extracurricular activities. All right. Let's just be PG with it and call it extracurricular activities, aka the Bootyloo Fund. For those that have been on the channel for a long time, you guys know what the Bootyloo Fund is all about. Basically, all of the money that would be spent towards any of your extracurricular activities, right? And if that does include a young lady, which I hope that it does, yeah, you might actually add them into the budget. Now, if you have a young lady, somebody you're thinking about being with long term, are you supporting? There are questions that need to be answered there, and that's a very long-winded question. Are we supporting her? Are we supporting the family? Is she going to school? It's enough to make your head spin. But yeah, you do have to take that into consideration if that is a potential plan for you. I would say go ahead and plan to have that implemented into the budget anyways, right? Whether you do or don't, have money set aside for that. It can be the Bootyloo Fund itself, that is specifically for money that you plan to give to her, if that's what you want to do. I'm not telling you to do that. Believe you me, homie, I am not. I repeat, Doc is not telling you to have a young lady that you support, but I will say that. You got to make sure you include it, just in case. Before the cough hit the Philippines, he said, before the cough, the Philippines was running hot with a 7% inflation. Oh, the inflation is year to year, man. That shit don't stop. I realized that a long time ago. When I moved back home in 2017 and went back to the Philippines in 2019 for the first time, I saw the prices jumping quick, and I was like, damn. It wasn't too much to where you couldn't afford it, of course, man. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you can't afford the inflation, but it's kind of like, okay, now I see it, right? It's visual now. Now I see it happening. Like my favorite Jollibee meal went up like 10 pesos, 20 pesos. I can't remember off the top of my head. Again, not enough to call mama and say, yo, Philippines don't fuck my life up. Never enough to say that, but it is enough for you to pay attention to it. That's all I'm gonna say. If you're used to spending a certain amount of money on certain things, when the prices start to rise, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Now it's like, what the fuck am I gonna do right now? So JD, you say that 2K is a good enough budget for you. Shout out to my brother Tony. What's good with you, man? This is always best to have too much and not need than to need and not have. Always, man. Those are bars right there, man. Spit them bars. Shout out to my brother Mike. What's good with you, man? 2750 is mine, but it's because I own my condo. Yep. So you're right between the 1,000 and the 3,000 range. That's what's up. You're just below the 3,000 range. But yeah, if you don't own it, that's something to take into consideration as well. Like I said, one of the main things that a lot of you guys got to take into consideration is whether you want to rent, whether you want to own, whether you want a house, whether you want a condo. Condos are hella expensive. Houses are not that expensive. But if you do buy a house, of course, there are 101 loopholes for you, the 400 man, to be able to own the house and the lot and the property. No, actually, I think the Filipina can own the land and you can own the house. I don't know. There's a million and one loopholes to, have the property in your name. But for the most part, you have to have a Filipino partner in general that owns the land with you. No foreigner can outright own land in the Philippines. Y'all should know that by now. But again, like I said, man, it is what it is. Shout out to my man Terrence Mays. He said the dope man spends money because he cannot put it in the bank without the IRS getting suspicious where he got all that dope. Very true. Can't sit in the shoebox. Can't invest it. I don't know what he's gonna do, man. Yeah, man. Doc got them bars tonight, bro. My man says just don't get high off your own supply. Touche. 1K a month should be the emergency fund, not the whole budget. True. But you have some guys out there in the cut that utilize the entire fund, monthly fund, to support their lifestyle and habits. Now, like my man Joe said earlier, he got a pension coming in. If he can clear 4,200, he can save 22 of it and use 2,000 as his spending money for the month. Yo, you living a good life. You feel me? Shout out to all my military brethren out there, all of my 100% disabled individuals. My father, he fits that bill. Y'all can clear some serious money here in the States and go live your best life in the Philippines. That you can bank on. Take that to the bank, man. It does depend on how many years you put in and what percentage disability you got and all of that shit. But you could definitely clear some, get some money in there and you can make it happen, Captain. I will say that. All right, yo, we got 29. What's really good? Appreciate all 29 of y'all coming through, showing love to the good doc, man. Y'all know the rules if you have not already. And I'm seeing a lot of y'all that's been fucking up. Y'all ain't hit that like button yet. 29 and 16 likes, man. Do y'all not like me? You can hit the dislike button if you don't like me, right? But I would rather you at least smash one of them. All right. So y'all make sure y'all can rest, molest, and distress yourself all over that like button, preferably the like button. It definitely needs it, wants it, it has to happen. All right. If you guys want to support, you already know what to do, man. We talking finances tonight. Please feel free to do so, man. But of course, like I say, man, I'm happy and blessed y'all come through. Spend a little bit of time with the boy today. Now you're on then. Let's get back at it. My man Maximus says, I plan on the 3 months in, 3 months out. So 2 round trips a year. Not bad at all. A lot of people can't fathom and or take the idea of wanting to live in the Philippines long term. And I respect it. I truly do. Most guys leave after a couple of years. They either leave because they're broke or they leave because they can't take it. Sometimes it's both, right? Sometimes it's both. Sometimes guys leave because they can't take the heat, can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen, figuratively and literally. It get hot as hell in the Philippines. Some people, like I said, they can't take the weather, they can't take the climate, they can't take the environment, they can't take the energy, they can't take it. And as a result, guess what? Signing off, man. They go ahead and they do their thing. All right. So yeah, some people just can't take it. He said the airfare needs to get back to pre-COVID prices for me to pull that off with 2 round trips a year. I think whenever the world prayerfully gets back to some sense of normalcy, you might see that. I wouldn't bank on it, but you might see them come down a little bit. That's all. That's it. You might see them come down a little bit. He says, yeah, maybe not live full time, but definitely worth the visit. Again, come to the Philippines first, see if you like it before you commit to it. Me, I know I can commit to it because I committed to it before, right? It's not a problem for me. I know what I'm getting myself into. That's the beauty of it all. If you know what you're getting yourself into, there's no reason to fucking complain, right? Because if shit goes wrong in the Philippines, guess what? That's on me, right? That is on me. A 10-year veteran, man, spent a lot of time in that country, bro. Living my best life, having my most fun that I've had throughout my youth. If something goes wrong, who can I blame but me? That's what I prepare for, good, bad, or indifferent. But if you're not ready for that, if you're going to be that type of dude that's out there in the complaining, bitching, and moaning because you got taken advantage of, or some Filipinos took advantage of you and got your money or got your property or got your land or finessed you out of a couple of dollars and all of that shit. It ain't for you, bro. Again, you're gonna probably get fucked up. Everybody's gonna go through one mistake in the country. I can tell you everything that you need to know, but likely you're gonna get your own bumps and bruises. Okay? I want you to accept that it is a potential it will happen. I'm not saying that it will, but I want you to accept the fact it could potentially happen. And as long as you understand it could be a potential that could happen to you, there's no reason for you to sit there and blame other people for potential fuck ups and mistakes of your own. Feel me? That's it. That is all. Work your mindset and your psyche into the transition into the country. That is a hard thing to do for most if you've never been, but I'm pretty sure if you figure it out, you'll be all right. All right. My man says, I want to live the single life, but my wife has to stay married. That is funny. Yeah, I wish that I had the luxury. I wish I had the luxury, but I don't wish that I had the luxury because Doc is very happy with what he has. But again, like I said, when you're married, man, we all wish that we could once upon a time live that single life, but it is not suitable for all of us involved. Yo, 34, 35 of y'all in the building, man. Y'all better make sure y'all dropping that like, bro. Don't leave me hanging now. I see 25 likes, 35 in the building. We lacking 10 somewhere. Let's get my likes up to at least 30. All right. Let's get those likes up to at least 30 for me. All right. My man says when Jollibee bought Al Mung in the South, damn, the price went up. You know what, Mike? Thank God I invested in Jollibee. I'm sorry. Let me take that back. Thank God my girl invested in Jollibee. All right. Doc got some Philippine stocks and shit, living his best life too. I ain't gonna make bank on it. Her biggest investment or her best one in the company, I think it was Globe. Globe was the most money she's ever made on the stocks that she bought. Globe had Gcash, right? So Gcash is killing in the Philippines. Gcash is like the PayPal of the Philippines, even though they do have PayPal in the Philippines, and it's a dope thing when you can send money through your cell phone number and stuff like that. So that's what my young ladies invested in. So we got Philippine investments too. So that's pretty cool to at least know that we got a little bit of money floating over there in the markets. We're just gonna let it sit, put a little bit in, do what we gotta do, and then hopefully one day we make it rain. And every time I go to Jollibee, I'm not ashamed to buy me a Yum Burger anymore, even though Yum Burgers taste like shit. Let me stop, yo, because somebody gonna be mad at me for saying that. The Yum Burger with cheese is not bad, right? I could do the Yum Burger with cheese and the burger steak, man. I could do the burger steak and rice, but that Yum Burger by itself, that shit, ooh, that's tough. That's tough right there. Anyways, guys, 35, man. Yo, we got the likes up to 30. Cool. Y'all should do better than that, but we at least got a 30. My man says not being able to own the land is a deal breaker for me. I feel you, bro. It's gonna be a hard pill for a lot of gentlemen to swallow, not being able to own your own land out there. Even though you can come to the United States and anybody who can afford to buy land can own land here, shit crazy. Yes, sir. Shout out to all my military vets in the building tonight. All of my military brethren, whether you're still enrolled, whatever it is. Appreciate y'all locking in. Shout out to my brother K Dallas. What's good, man? He says I work 8 months and stay 4 months. Collect my unemployment of $2,000 a month. Ain't life grand, brother? Ain't life grand? That 2K sound real healthy right now. That is definitely what is needed. All right, my man Gary, what's good, bro? He says live in Baguio where the weather is cool and 2K a month. Baguio is one of the coldest places in the Philippines. I think in the Mindanao region, just outside of Davao City, there's a place called Buda, Buda, Buda. Yeah, that place gets pretty cold too. The weather there is pretty dope. It's different, ain't a lot there, but damn sure ain't a lot more than what they got in Baguio. But it's pretty cool. Shout out to my brother Will. What's going on with you, pimpin'? Appreciate you locking in. Always good to see you. My brother Pedro from up north as well. My Canadian brethren. Appreciate you coming through. My man Maximus says, Doc, when are you going to make an honest woman out of the mean one? Doc can't put all the business out there in the street, man. You never know who's listening. One day, sir. One day. I told y'all, man. I told y'all. I live by a code. I live by a creed, gents. And I tell y'all this time and time again. If the good doc does not marry the mean one for any reason at all, whatever reason it may be, if I don't marry her, I will never get married. And I hold that true. I told her straight up, if we don't get married, I'm not getting married. Right? I'm not gonna spend as much time as I spent with her trying to get to know a new bitch. Not happening. Doc will not get married if I do not marry the mean one for any reason. Heaven forbid, knock on wood, ladies and gentlemen, if me and my young lady get married and heaven forbid something happens to her before it happens to me, I'm telling you right now, I will not remarry. Doc gonna live that single life, man. I do very well by myself. I don't mind being alone. I love having my girl with me. Don't get it twisted. But I do very well by myself. Like right now, I'm literally by myself. With the exception of the motherfuckers who choose to lock into the good doc, not the right TV. Y'all make sure y'all drop that like. Y'all make sure y'all do what y'all gotta do to keep me pushing and keep me rocking. But outside of that, bro, I'm very good alone, man. I don't need people around me. I'm good. I can sit here and talk to y'all all day long. This is fun for me. It doesn't make me antisocial because when I'm out in public, man, your boy is never the life of the party. But I know how to entertain. But at the end of the day, like I said, bro, if I'm by myself, I'm Gucci by myself. I don't need anybody around me. I never needed anybody to be within my company. So if I do not marry my young lady, y'all know who she is. You seen her face, you know the name. If she ain't the one that's gonna get the good Dr. Mike TV's last name, if she's not gonna become Mrs. Dr. Mike TV, I will never. And I put that in capital letters. Never. I will never get married. I'm gonna live a single life for the rest of my life. All right, it's just life, man. That is me. My man Pedro says Twitch be taking my money. He said you guys need to make channels over there. Yo, how many of you guys are on Twitch? Press one. How many guys would? I have no idea what I'm gonna do on Twitch, bro. I'm not a gamer, but how many of you guys would follow me on Twitch if I got a Twitch channel? Press one. Press two if you would not follow me on Twitch. I got to figure out what I would do. But hypothetically, if I got a Twitch channel set up, would you guys rock with Doc over there on Twitch? Press one if yes, press two if no. Let's poll the audience. Maybe I'll do a community post later. Probably not, but maybe. My man said that's good, Doc. Jollibee actually planning to compete in the US against McDonald's. For sure. Big facts, man. Jollibee, put a couple, pennies in the stocks. We'll be all right. My man Charles, what's good, bro? Or D Charles, because I got my other brother Charles, but D Charles, what's up, man? He says they opened a Jollibee here in Arizona, man. The only highlight was seeing all the Philippine women in one place in AZ, but did not enjoy the food. Hey, if anything, you know where to find the Filipinas, right? Think about it, brother. You know exactly where the Filipinas are. You know exactly where to find them. Oh man, we're gonna go over to Jollibee because we know where to find them at. They do have smaller like pockets of Filipina communities and stuff like that, or Philippine communities. Like the Philippine store that's here in my neck of the woods here in the great state of North Kakalaki. All I got to do is go in there and they'll tell you where to find all the Filipinas, man. They'll tell me where all the Filipinas hang out. So it's good to network. I mean, you got a little setup in Chicago for sure, and I know in Cali and places like that. Good that they got one down in Arizona for you. But at least you know where to find them. The food may not be to everybody's taste, but it is what it is. My man Grown, I don't know, bro. You got to give me a name, man. He says, "What Western fast food joint you think would slap over there in the Philippines that they do not have now? Western fast food joints." See, the thing with Philippines, bro, and Filipinos and stuff like that. Let me tell you this: they are very good at knocking off. Let me say that slower. Or let me rephrase. They are very good at replicating things that already exist in the United States so that they can have it there. So it's not as if you franchise something and bring it to the Philippines, it's going to be something that's grand. Or if you do bring it to the Philippines, Filipinos see that y'all are eating the hell out of it. Yo, let me see how I can make this my own. All I'm going to do, change the name, change, the concept or whatever to fit the Filipino need, and I'm good to go. Like, for example, if I opened up a restaurant, I'm going to make sure that I have rice dishes for all of my Filipino people. You can't expect that Filipinos are going to go ham for a lot of the shit that is Americanized. Yes, in the beginning, man, it's popping, man. It's popular. People are all over it, man, lying out the building because it's brand new, it's fresh, it's Western. So they're gonna kill it. They're gonna be over there. But sometimes it doesn't last long, right? That phase phases out, especially if you do not adapt it to Philippine climate. If you don't adapt it, put rice dishes and stuff that there or things that Filipinos like, it's not gonna work. But I will say this: shout out to my brother BGC Mike, man. I don't know where my brother is. I do need to reach out to him. I haven't talked to him in a while. But in Bonifacio Global City, there is Shake Shack. That place stays busy. We're talking about lines out the building, damn near every day. I don't know what it is now, but the last time I was there, Shake Shack was popping in BGC. I don't think that they had more than one location, but they did have that. So Shake Shack is something that is over there. You got to go looking for it, but it is there. They got a Denny's. I think Denny's does pretty okay. I don't know exactly how well they do, but these Americanized restaurants, all Filipinos do is replicate it and make it their own. And guess where the Filipinos are going to go? Nah, they might stay with the foreign market a little bit, but for the most part, they're going to go to the place that's cheaper. And when you have those franchise prices, man, that shit ain't cheap. You got to have your price set so that you can make sure that you make the money that you got to pay out for the franchise and rights, right? Again, another live stream for another day. But I will tell you this, man. The only company that kills it, that was not originally accepted in the country, was Starbucks. In Davao City, there's a lot of locally grown, homegrown coffee shops in Davao City. If any of you guys have ever been there, there's a lot of coffee shops in Davao City. Davao City was the last major area to adapt to and or accept Starbucks in the country. Manila, killing it. Cebu, killing it. Davao City was the last major city to adopt it because of they were going to put out the local businesses, right? All the homegrown coffee lovers and people who, grow coffee and, the bookies and whatnot, or the surrounding area. Let me say that. They were going to get pushed out, and that's exactly what happened. Starbucks opened up and it's killing it every single day. There are very few coffee shops that remain until this day that are still around since Starbucks opened. And they have yet to open up any new local coffee shops that could ever compete with a Starbucks or stay in business long enough. So, very few Americanized restaurants do well. Some of them do well. I mean, you got your Burger Kings and your McDonald's and shit like that, your Pizza Huts. They do okay. They got Taco Bell in certain areas. They do all right. They just now bring Dairy Queen to Davao. My girl told me that. But they got Dairy Queen in Manila and all the other places and stuff like that. So again, it's all hit and miss, guys. You just don't know what's going to be successful. But as far as my personal opinion, I couldn't tell you what would definitely do great in the Philippines, franchise wise, especially knowing that if people see how good you're doing, they're going to replicate it easy. Philippine way, man. They ain't going to just let you get away with that. My man Green Newbie says, first and foremost, while you're in the US, you should buy a house or a condo and rent it out when you leave. Yes. Doc needs to get his money up so that he can invest in real estate. Not quite there yet, man. We're working on it, but we're not quite there yet. But yeah, property right now, buying horrible. Those prices are inflated as fuck. People are just, what is it, a buyer's market or a seller's market? I can't remember how they say it. But let's just say that me being a buyer, it ain't helping me at all. All right. Anyways, guys, well, we got 29 in the building, man. I appreciate all 29, 30 of you guys coming through. You know the rules. Let me stop. Make sure I do my self promotion because it needs to happen. Guys, if you have not caressed it, molested it, and distressed it yourself all over that like button, take a moment, pause. Make sure you guys do that for the good, Doc. All right. Make sure you guys drop your like. I would highly appreciate that one. Again, support is optional. I would appreciate it, but it is not mandatory by law. But what is mandatory by law? Making sure y'all hit that like button. All right. Helps the algorithm and all that good stuff. You know what YouTubers say. All right. Long John Silver's probably not a bad idea. I don't know how Filipinos are with that type of fish though, because Jensen be popping out with that fresh tuna. I don't know how Filipinos respond to like fish and chips like that. It would be something to at least think about, but you could probably do all that shit by yourself. If you go to a Long John Silver's and know how to batter some damn fish rather than paying all this franchise and fee and stuff, you could probably make your own fish and chip shop. That's the best way for me to put it. You could probably make your own, sorry y'all, fish and shit, fish and shit, fish and chip shop. My bad, I had to take care of something. Anywho, my man Cal says the Philippines has every Western fast food place you can think of. Yes, anything that's popular and can do well, they already have. If they don't have it yet, chances are there's a reason why it's not there. Great way. That's a great way to put it. He said, not on land. He said, your best bet is a condo. Yes, condos are things that foreigners can own outright. Very true. D, what's going on with you? He says, if you feel that strongly about it, why aren't you married yet? Because my young lady is in the Philippines and I am here. Yes, that is not an excuse. There is a backstory that maybe I will share with the audience one day. Today just ain't that day. All right, there is a backstory. Anybody who knows the story, y'all know what it is. But there's a reason why it's kind of on delay. I know. Shout out to my man Daniel Tanner. What's good with you, pimping? He said Doc married to me when I bring her to the U.S. so she can earn some good money and SS then retire early in the Philippines. Yes, two incomes are way better than one for sure. Robert said three, so maybe you will, maybe you won't. Like I said, man, me getting on Twitch, I don't even know how to use the platform yet. I would have to figure out how it would work and how you guys would want to even remotely see me over there. Some people may, some people may. My man Terrence, you are invited to the wedding, my brother. He says, I'll take care of the bachelor party. Don't do that to me, man. Don't do that to me because you know exactly where I want the bachelor party to be. I want the bachelor party to be in your neck of the woods, sir. So I would have to come all the way there just to holler at you. I know where you at, man. My man said I ain't no gamer. Yeah, me neither. But Twitch is probably for more than just gamers, guys. My man says I have a Twitch, but barely go over there. But I will still follow you. I don't know, man. I haven't tried Twitch yet. I'd have to see if this shit'll work. Probably not. So a couple of tubes. Yeah, Doc seems to have created his own little niche here on YouTube. You should never be complacent, but I feel like a lot of my audience is here. So me trying to take an audience from here over to another channel, or I'm sorry, yeah, well, to a Twitch channel, I'm trying to keep everybody at one centralized location. So if I do a Twitch, I would have to figure out what content I would put over there. But even if I did do a Twitch, why wouldn't it? Well, no, you probably would make more money on Twitch, but the thing is, why would you not just set up a member page on YouTube? I don't know. I'm confused. But like I said, I know my brothers that will follow me damn near anywhere that I go. Much love, support y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But like I said, man, the YouTube content can't stop. I like my little audience over here. I think we've carved out a little niche for ourselves that works. All right. It don't work for everybody, but it works for me. My man said Jollibee is the first Filipino palate. First for the Filipino palate. Americans don't like the sweetness in the burgers, spaghetti, but might like the chicken. The chicken's okay. I hate the way they bread it. The breading just comes apart. I don't like that shit. In and Out sounds like a dope idea, but there's so many burger places you would have to compete with. It sucks. It really does suck. There's a lot of burger places in the Philippines, man. A lot of burger places in the Philippines. A lot. My man said there's two Jollibees in NYC. The nearest one to me is in Virginia. He said one is in Queens and one is in Manhattan. I wonder if a lot of I wonder if any foreigners really eat there. It's not a commonplace, but I wonder if any foreigners actually on a daily basis or weekly basis check it out. They might. He says we got some nice food in Halifax and a bunch of Filipinos between here and Toronto. I definitely get my fix. He said, Doc, I believe Shake Shack and High Street is closed. If it's closed, my bad. My information is dated. My bad. But when it was open, it was popping. I will say that. Only thing Philippines has over other countries is that most people speak English. True that. Let's see what we got. Shake Shack is still there in BGC. They also have one in Ortigas. Yes, so they're only putting them in the higher end areas if you're not familiar. Ortigas is definitely yeah. I mean, Ortigas is in Makati, man. Don't shit on me if my geographical location in Manila is horrible. I don't go to Manila like that, but I think Ortigas is in and or around Makati. Correct me if I am wrong. There are 27. 27 Jollibees in the state of California. They are making sure they appease their Philippine audience for sure. They need some good wing spots. Yeah, if they did a wing stop, maybe I think wing stop might be a good idea. That's not bad, but they got a lot of people who sell chicken on the side of the road. They just fry their own damn chicken, bro. So maybe not. maybe, maybe not. It might work. Shout out to my man Scott. He says 1K a month is easy. I've lived on 25,000 pesos in Dumanguete. I've been traveling my whole life and I'm very happy just chilling every day. Like I said, man, some people can make it work, some people can't. Some people can make $1,000 work. Some people like, yeah, not even close, man. Not even close. D Charles, there you go. It's a seller's market. My bad, bro. Buyer's market, seller's market. I get it confused all the time. He says, with interest rates rising this year, hopefully things will go back to normal. That's what I'm praying for. And people who buy houses in this market right now, they got to hold for at least 5 years or so before they even break even. That's what I'm believing. I'm thinking they got to hold for at least 5 years before they even break even. What kind of bullshit is that? Not happening. That's why I'm not worried about buying property. But yes, I would love to get into real estate. Real estate is my next goal in life. We already got cryptocurrency. We already got some stocks and stuff like that. Playing around with that, it works. But our next big investment will definitely be real estate. I've always wanted to get into real estate. I always wanted to own shit, land, not really land, but properties and stuff like that, rent it out. I've always wanted to have that shit. And eventually that time will come. Hopefully 2022 will be my year, but if they don't get this housing market under control, no, sir. um, Scott says, Doc, he said, you're a big guy. Do you pump iron? Yeah, man, I started going to the gym. One of my subscribers called me fat. So I started working out, bro. Started hitting the gym, man. Your boy been swollen up a little bit. Yo, I ain't no bitch, right? Just in case I got to go to jail, I pray I never have to go to jail. But yeah, man, I recently, since the end of December, I really started dedicating myself to some gym time, man. No homo, but one day you're gonna see like a transformation. Actually, you know what? I'm lying. You're never gonna see a transformation video, but one day you're gonna see the good doc, big paws, full body image, man, swolled up, man, about to flex on somebody because I feel like it. I'm gonna have my flex moment. Not yet. We're not there yet, but eventually I'm gonna have my flex moment, and we're going, be able to go to the Philippines, looking sexy to the motherfucker. Not gonna get no girls because I already got one. Sad truth. But I definitely want to try to make sure I take care of myself. Red Lobster, Frank. I do not believe that they have one, but do I believe it will do well there? That's a 50-50, bro. That is a 50-50. I have no idea. I heard about online marriages, Maximus, but if I tried that shit with my girl, she look at me sideways crazy. But if it got her to the United States or whatever, I think she'll jump right on it. But again, guys, like I said, in due time, everything will work out. It's not like there's any. It's not complicated at all. But it's just I'm just there's some things that we got to work out first before this COVID shit has kind of put a damper on a lot of shit. That's all I'm gonna say. Doc, Filipinos can't afford expensive food, so it won't get too high there. Yeah, they will adjust pricing to the market, but then again, man, you got some upper echelon Filipinos or people who will spend their entire salary on one meal just to be seen in a place like something whatever's fancy, bro. I'm trying to think about what would potentially be fancy, but you got some people out there that would spend their entire salaries just trying to impress people and to take pictures on the gram or go on Snapchat or whatever is well, not Facebook, and Instagram is popular in the Philippines, just to say that they went there. People do that shit at Starbucks, man, and they keep the Starbucks cup. The cup that is meant to be thrown away. I know Filipinos who keep the cup just to show other people that they are a part of the what do you call it, the upper echelon, or that they're part of the high society crowd or some shit. Yeah, I can afford to go to Starbucks, So I don't know, man. Prices will be moderate, but even if, well, the prices, I don't know, are the price, I think the prices in the Philippines for Starbucks is cheaper than the United States, I believe, but don't quote me on that. They could be more expensive in the Philippines. I'm really thinking, because I was never a Starbucks guy. I don't go to the Starbucks here, so I only know the prices in the Philippines, so I don't know if it's cheaper or more expensive. Anybody who frequented Starbucks in the Philippines and the United States, please give me that 411. Yo, 24 in the building, man. If you haven't dropped your like, don't play games with me. All right. I don't want to have to just, I don't want to have to do it. My man said they need the church's chickens and a crystals. Eh, nah, I don't really fuck with church's chicken, bro. Can't even lie to you, bro. I can't even say I fuck with church's chicken like that. He said the Korean fried chicken in the Philippines is amazing. You talking about banchan, Mike? Are you talking about banchan? Because yes, there is something about that double fried chicken. That shit tastes like it was fried in the air fryer. It is absolutely the crunchiest chicken I've ever tasted in my whole entire life. I don't like the sauce that they use because I'm not really a barbecue chicken type of dude. Sound weird, right? Being black, not really into barbecue. What will he say next? Anyways, but yeah, thinking about it, yeah, Koreans like banchan. That chicken do be hitting the spot, bro. That banchan chicken be on point. I usually get the fish tacos and shit. I think it's pretty good too. My man says White Castle will do okay. White Castle would do okay if they didn't sell it at S&R. Like you can go into the freezer section at S&R and you can buy White Castle sandwiches in the package. So I don't know exactly how much you're going to be able to get out of it, but you got to buy that shit prepackaged, or you can, and it'd be a whole lot cheaper than going to the restaurant and doing all that extra shit. So maybe, just maybe, that may or may not do well. Okay. He said they aren't bragging about 1,000. Hold on. I find others brag about a big number. I wouldn't say that they're bragging about it, but there are people who make consistent videos based on the fact that they can live off of a small amount of money. Like you said, it's not bragging. I don't want to necessarily say bragging, but I would say that there are a lot of people out there that will tell you, man, it's easy to do this, but it may be easy for you, but it's definitely not easy for everybody. That's what I would say. Best way to clarify that one. My man said he lived in Medellin for 6 months and he's going to Cartagena. Yeah, man. They do got a Popeye's chicken though, man. Let me stop, yo. I keep forgetting they do have Popeyes. Good old Popeyes. They got a Popeyes chicken in the Philippines. They got quite a few locations. So Popeyes and churches. Nah, I don't think both of them will do good. You gotta have one or the other, bro. You can't have churches and you can't have Popeyes. You gotta have one or the other. All right. Again, man, 25 in the building. I can't tell if I'm 25 or 30, but however many it is of y'all, drop it like. Let me make sure my shit's good. Sorry, guys. I got to do a refresh. Give me 1 second. He said, I think he meant Banchan is okay, but try, is it Coco's? I ain't never been there, bro. He said, a move to the Philippines is a visit. You fly there, you're not happy, you go to the airport. I agree, man. A lot of guys are too committed to something and they don't even know if they fucking like it or not. I never said there was, oh, never mind. Wrong person, not I. My man says, yes, a lot of Americans eat at the Jollibee in Manhattan. That's what's up. So Jollibee taking over. Hey man, the more they make, the more money I can potentially make. So Doc will never complain about that. Never. He said only one Jollibee here is Seattle. How about zero in the state of North Carolina? Not one. All right, so ain't nothing I can do about that. Max's chicken is pretty. Meh. Max's chicken is okay. I think that chicken dry as hell over there, though, bro. My man says I'm holding. He said I'm gonna hold you to that. You regularly going to the gym, better have a transformation in 6 months. Big thanks, man. Hold me to it, Cal. Keep me responsible. Like dead ass, bro. What I want you to do is if you pop it on the live stream or something like that, this is what I want you to do. This is my personal request from the good doc to specifically my brother Cal. I want you, if you pop up and you remember, if you're thinking about it, I want you to ask me, yo, doc, when the last time you been to the gym? That's what I want you to ask me. Just ask me that. And it's gonna trigger me because I told you to do it. So if you can hold me to that, do that. All right. I want you to ask me, Doc, when the last time you been to the gym? And I'm gonna tell you, if it's been a couple of days, if it's been a couple of weeks, I'm gonna make sure that I will be accountable in my response. All right. So good looking out, man. Hold me to it, cause I gotta look good when I go to the Philippines, man. No homo. But boy gotta make sure he take care of himself, man. He said there's lots of money in the Philippines. He said like, there's a lot of money everywhere. All right, you guys are talking to each other. My bad. Starbucks in the Philippines is more expensive. I thought so. I thought they said the prices was hella expensive in the Philippines. I just wanted to clarify that. KD, me, not yet, brother. It's on the list of things to do. Trust me. Definitely on the list of things to do. He says, Doc, if you have a Church's Chicken and Popeyes in one neighborhood, you know you are definitely in the hood. That's funny, but it's so damn true. It is so damn true. Popeye, bruh, a Popeye's chicken and and the churches, man, you are definitely in an area where you don't want to be. That's true. That's funny and it's fucked up all at the exact same time, but I cannot help but to laugh. It's so damn true. Like if you literally go and you drive around my neighborhood, there is no one location that has a Popeyes and the churches in the same area, but they're probably about a couple of miles apart. So that general area might not necessarily be the best of areas. He said funny because Popeyes here in the Philippines is in the upper middle class areas. In the United States, it's in the hood, and then in the Philippines, it's in the upper echelon. That is interesting. That is very true, man. That is too true. Cal, man, keep me responsible, brother. I appreciate it. He said being in the gym and working out in the gym are two different things. Maximus, I want him to hold me accountable for the workout. When I go to the gym, bro, I do not stay near the gym. So if I'm going, I'm not driving just to show up there and look at everybody else do it. I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna do my thing. Right? I do not have time to waste. I ain't got two shits to give, man. I gotta get mine in and I'm gonna get it out. So trust me, if I tell you I'm going to the gym, gents, I'm doing something. Trust me when I tell you, I'm gonna do something. I'm gotta do something, bro. Hip hop chicken, bruh. I'm sorry, I've never heard of that. I've never heard of that. That might be a regional thing. But if you tell me they got one in North Carolina pimping, I will gladly go check it out. But that damn sure sounds like something that is regional, like something you may find in the uh, Baltimore, Washington D.C. area, maybe. Maybe I'm just thinking out loud. Maybe I'm tripping, but that might be the one. But yeah, man, Cal, hold me responsible, my boy. Just keep me responsible, and y'all, everybody should. I'm not gonna tell you that's your job to keep me responsible for doing something in my life, but it's always good to have that reiteration that if you haven't done it, I think it's about time for you to go ahead and do it. But yeah, man, what we got? We got 27 in the building, man. I appreciate all 27 of you coming through, showing love to the good doc, man. Started off talking about finances. We started out talking about, well, this is still financially based, bringing American foods to the Philippines and stuff like that. Again, prices and things may vary. Your way of living may vary. No two lifestyles are the same. What I do in my life, what you do in yours will definitely be different. And as a result, you got to prepare accordingly. Don't make any budgeting preparation or plans until you actually come to the Philippines. Check it out for yourself. Do a little scoping. Oh yeah, trust me when I tell you, Filipinos will probably be the main reason 99.9% of y'all go. But what's gonna keep you there? Probably the Filipinos too. Never mind. Fuck it. That's a bad analogy. But if you weigh the pros and cons, what I should say, when you weigh the pros and the cons of it all, what's going to keep you there? Is this really a place for you? Look deep down in your soul, ladies and gentlemen. Deep down up in there. And if you don't feel right, if it ain't right with your chakra, whatever they call it, you might want to make a move, gents. That's all I'm going to say. So just might want to make a move. But yeah, man, my man said hip hop chicken does sound crazy. That shit crazy as hell. But it sounds dope, man. It sounds like, yo, if there is a hip hop chicken in North Carolina on everything that I love, I will go there. I will record it. I will make it a YouTube short, or I'll make it a full video just so that I can tell you and show you that I actually went to the to the hip hop chicken, man. That shit sound crazy, but I bet you that shit. I bet you that shit slaps, man. That shit probably slapped like hell. He said, Doc, in South Central LA on the corner of Figueroa. I think that's, I fucked it up. Street in Manchester Avenue. There is a churches and pop-ups across the street from each other. That is South Central LA's hood of hoods. Yeah, no, I'm good, man. You will never find me in that area. That is facts. I'm good. I'm good. Really good. I don't think I'm gonna last too long in those areas. I'm not cut for that. Not cut out for that. But yeah, Checker. They, I think they do have a Checkers, bro. Nah, I think I'm lying. There's a place like Checkers, but they don't have Checkers. Yeah, a lot of American joints in Angeles City and Subic. I agree with that. I definitely know what you mean. I definitely know what you mean. And yeah, a lot of American joints. That's where the base was and all of that good stuff. So that's what's up. K, my man swears by the hip hop chicken, man. I'm gonna have to take your word for it until I actually go check it out myself. But here's the problem: what if I go to another hip hop chicken and it's not as good as the one in Maryland? You'd be like, well, damn, man, it don't slap the same or whatever. So definitely got to do that. I'm gonna look it up, bro. Matter of fact, as soon as I'm done, I'm gonna do my deep dive into South Central LA and watch it from the comfort of my own home right here in YouTube land. But yeah, guys, 22, 24, y'all in the building, man. I appreciate. Oh shit, they got one in Charlotte. Damn, bro. Now I have to go, don't I? Now I have to go. If I find myself in the region, my brother, I will do it. I will do it. I will commit myself to it. If I find the time to be able to head up to Charlotte, that's roughly about 3 hours away from where I am right now, about a 3 hour drive. If I find myself in the general area, I will go try me some hip hop chicken. I'll do that because I said I would. All right. So yeah. Appreciate y'all, man. I think we good to go, man. Like I said, if you haven't dropped your like, make sure you drop it on the way out. Go ahead and do my final farewells while I sign off. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you locking in with the good doc for this hour and some change. You guys have been the best of crowds ever. I love fucking with y'all. Y'all make my day happy. It's fun. I appreciate the support. I like talking to y'all. Conversations are always good, very enlightening. And again, we are definitely over here. We can't be fucked with. We might be small, man, but we something special over here. Y'all know that. And again, my channel don't exist without y'all. So first things first, before we sign out, ladies and gentlemen, let me make sure that I shout out my silent partners in this bitch. You know, the individuals who just turn me on in the background while they do what they doing, whether they working, whether they doing their grocery shopping, whether you just walking around your city block chilling, you putting me on podcast version, whatever you want to call it. Let me make sure I shout y'all out too, because again, My channel doesn't exist without you, probably more than the individuals who politicking, provide a good conversation with a good doc, man. So thank y'all for spending a little bit of time with me today, giving me some of your energy. Much appreciated. Again, to all of my individuals who show up and show out, shout out to my man Julian Brown for the support, my brother. Thank you very much. Um, Thank you. Thank you for pulling up. Thank you guys for politicking. My brother Mike, Philippines Journey. You already know what it is, man. If you haven't checked out his channel, make sure you do so. His store is available now. If you haven't seen them shirts, if you haven't seen the product over there, make sure you go check that shit out for sure. If you haven't caught you a t-shirt, anything like that, man, make sure you check it out. All right. But again, ladies and gents, it's been a good time, good effort, good energy. All right. So again, with that being said, man, you know what time it is. Time for the good doc to go and get to getting. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, the good doc is officially out. At least knuckle, which means I am going now. Bye bye. As always, love you guys. Sincerely do. Makita. Bye bye. Peace.